Adventure and Prep Sports is here. There are some surprises in the highlights, league standings, and the scoreboards. On the diamond, the Lady Warriors hang tough in a game against Miracosta. Did they pull off a win? And we've got the best of the Torrance track as the short and long distance runners run under the lights at West High. Plus, it's a rivalry on the court as the Saxons and Spartans go to 5 games. Who takes the match? This North Alum cross-country runner is king of the course. We get to know him a little bit better. And finally, the El Camino baseball team play goes up against Harbor College. Who's king of the hill this time? Torrance athletes and fans, you know this is the only place to see your face on TV, so it's time to get fired up because the Sports Desk starts right now. Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Bonnie Prickitt, and this is the Sports Desk. If you're the quintessential LA sports fan, you might be feeling a little rattled, so let's take your mind off of it by tackling some Torrance sports. First up, it's the hard-hitting bats of the El Camino baseball team that's keeping them in the lead of the South Coast Conference. The Warriors are currently ahead by half a game and have a 12-4 overall conference record. Brandon Ortega tells us what the driving motivation behind this stellar season in the first game in the LA Harbor series.
The Warriors are just a few victories away from clinching their first conference title in 4 years. Sophomore Kyle Petter took the mound for El Camino, who looked to extend their 6-game winning streak. Bottom of the second we go, and Bobby Martin. That is a blast that Martin just hit right there, and that ties the game back at 1 with one swing of the bat, and the Warriors regain the momentum and wouldn't look back in the rest of the game. Next inning, Kyle Petter singles to right field, and that drives in Josh Thompson, putting the Warriors now up 2-1. In the 4th inning now, Warriors up 3-1. Chris Vapanek blasts a shot into left field, and Vapanek would eventually end up at third for a triple. That pumps up the crowd and puts El Camino now in scoring position once again. Very next batter, second baseman John Hine now at bat. A wild pitch gets by Harbor's catcher, and Vapanek races from third to steal home. 4-1 now the score, and this old guy is liking it. The Warriors' offense would do their end of the job as they'd score 8 runs on the game. Kyle Petter was dominant as usual. Petter strikes out Mark Vending en route to his 10th victory on the season. El Camino prevails 8-2 for a big win at home. After the game, Petter gave props to his teammates for bailing him out of a few jams.
I was very happy with the defense. They really picked me up. They really came to play today. It was very nice to see.
The Warriors remain at the top of the South Coast Conference standings. They are now in the driver's seat to win their first conference title since 2007. After the game, Coach Fernley and his players talked about the work they have left to do this season.
We're approaching every game as the most important game of the year now. So our next game Saturday against Harbor again, and just because we beat them today doesn't mean anything.
The onset of the season, I always win a conference championship and win a state championship. And so obviously it would be a great accomplishment. And this group of guys, we have about 7 sophomores starting in the lineup, and last year we came 1 game away from winning conference. And they've come out hungry to do that, and you can tell out here the way we approach the game today. And if we continue to do that, then it'd be a great accomplishment for them. I'd be really proud of them to watch, to see how last year they were so disappointed in the outcome, and now to be able to turn that around, it'd be pretty gratifying to see them be happy for that.
The Warriors face East LA this week, then they'll begin postseason play starting with the South Coast Conference Tournament. Reporting for the Sports Desk, I'm Brandon Ortega.
Why, thank you, Brandon. Elko managed a good game the first time around, winning by 6 runs. Jeff Meara went 3 for 4 and 2 ribbies. Bobby Martin homered. Kyle Petter pitched for his 10th win. Harbor didn't make the playoffs this year, but they managed to win over Elko, closing their lead in conference to only half a game. And you might know this name. Fisher Montgomery alum scored the winning run as a pinch runner, and his name is Ashton Pittman. The El Camino Compton College is chomping at their heels in second place with a couple of weeks left on the schedule. They still have a good chance at closing regular season play with the title. Now let's go ahead and continue on this baseball chatter with some prep news. There's a team that's not at the top anymore and one that's been riding steady. You'll see as soon as we go to the scoreboard. The Tartars were ranked in the coaches' poll only a few weeks ago, but a few injuries later, they struggle against the Eagles, losing close in 2 games, just like I am today. These Spartans are on fire. Now they are ranked 8th in the Division IV poll. Matt Bunch hurled a no-hitter with 9 strikeouts to lead Lawndale in the first of 2 wins. Moving along to North. The Saxons no doubt enjoyed winning against Centennial. In the second big win over Centennial, Jack Kennedy went 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs, and Brenya Maguchi had 2 doubles and 3 RBIs. And oh man, the West Warriors just can't catch a break, losing 2 games to Peninsula. Let's go and take a look at the Pioneer League standings for this week. El Segundo is at the top of the board with 4 wins, no losses. The Saxons are in second, and that 9-12 record should only get better. It's early in the season as South sits in third, and there are only 2 losses. And those 2 losses are to Torrance, who's struggling currently in 4th place. Centennial and Lawndale finish out the pack. A quick look at the Bay League. The very good PV team is in first, Costa in second, Redondo's in third, West currently in 4th at 1-3 in league and 7-13 overall record. They've got some room to improve their playoff chances with games against Redondo and Lusinger, but the biggest battle will be against Palos Verdes. The Lady Warrior softball team